There is a quiet moment when the house stops adapting to you, and you are left adapting to it. Before 72, the difference between stability and risk is often not strength, but whether the right support is already there when you reach for it. There is a moment many people do not notice at first. It does not arrive as pain or weakness. It arrives as hesitation. A brief pause at the top of the stairs, a hand hovering near the wall, a slower turn of the body before stepping forward. These moments are quiet, and because they are quiet, they are easy to dismiss. For most of life, the body responds without negotiation. Balance corrects itself instantly. A stumble becomes nothing more than a misstep. We trust that if something goes slightly wrong, the body will fix it before we are even aware it happened. That trust is built over decades, and it is not easily shaken. But with age, the body changes how it communicates. Reflexes soften. Muscles respond just a fraction later. The difference is small, but the margin for correction narrows. What once required no thought now asks for attention. This is not decline in spirit or intelligence. It is simply the body adjusting to time. Many people interpret this as a sign to slow down, to be more careful, to avoid risk, and caution can be wise, but caution alone does not replace support. The body is not asking to be limited. It is asking not to be left alone in moments where stability matters. Handrails exist for this exact reason, not as symbols of weakness, but as partners in movement. They provide certainty when the body can no longer guarantee it on its own. They offer something steady to meet a hand that already knows it might need help, even if the mind has not admitted it yet. Ignoring that request does not preserve independence. It quietly erodes it. When the body cannot trust the environment, it begins to restrict itself. Movement becomes smaller. Confidence tightens. Life narrows in ways that feel reasonable at first, but costly over time. Recognizing this moment is not surrender. It is awareness. It is the understanding that strength now includes preparation and dignity includes foresight. Before 72, this awareness matters more than most people realize. Stairs are deceptive. They are familiar, predictable, and often used without thought. Many people have climbed the same set of steps thousands of times, carrying groceries, laundry, children, memories. Familiarity creates confidence, and confidence reduces attention. But stairs demand more from the body than flat ground ever does. They require balance, strength, timing, and coordination all at once. Each step is a controlled fall followed by a correction. When reflexes slow, even slightly, that correction becomes less reliable. A sturdy handrail transforms stairs from a test into a collaboration. It gives the body a second point of contact with the environment. It shortens the distance between imbalance and recovery. Without it, the body must do everything alone, and that is when small miscalculations become serious consequences. Many homes have handrails that are incomplete, poorly placed, or installed decades ago for bodies that move differently. Some stop too early. Some are mounted too high or too low. Others feel solid but loosen under pressure, offering reassurance until the exact moment they are needed. Outdoor stairs are especially unforgiving. Weather changes the surface. Lighting shifts with the seasons. Shoes track in moisture and grit. These conditions amplify risk precisely when the body is least able to respond quickly. The danger is not dramatic. It is quiet. A foot slips half an inch. A hand reaches for support that is not there. The body tries to compensate, but the window for correction closes too fast. Fixing stair handrails before 72 is not about expecting a fall. It is about removing the need for luck. It is about ensuring that when the body reaches for support, something reliable is already waiting. Bathrooms are among the most dangerous rooms in any home, not because they are poorly designed, but because they combine all the elements that challenge aging bodies at once. Hard surfaces, moisture, tight spaces, and frequent transitions from sitting to standing create a perfect storm for imbalance. In younger years, these movements happen automatically. Rising from the toilet, stepping into a shower, turning on wet tile, none of it feels risky. But as strength and reaction time shift, these same movements demand more from the body than before. Handrails in bathrooms are often absent or added too late. Many people rely on towel bars, sink edges, or walls, none of which are designed to support body weight. These substitutes feel adequate until they fail under pressure. Entryways pose a similar challenge. They are spaces of transition inside to outside, dry to wet, light to shadow. Shoes change traction. Steps are often uneven. Attention is divided between keys, bags, weather, and movement. A well-placed handrail in these areas does more than prevent falls. It restores confidence. It allows the body to move without bracing for uncertainty. It preserves the sense that the home is supportive rather than demanding. Ignoring these spaces sends a subtle message to the body: you are on your own here. Over time, the body responds by avoiding them, rushing through them, or tensing in anticipation. None of these responses serve independence. Strengthening support in bathrooms and entryways is not indulgence. It is alignment, aligning the home with how the body actually moves now, not how it used to move years ago. Not all risks announce themselves. Some hide in plain sight, in spaces passed through so often they disappear from awareness. Hallways, ramps, and small level changes rarely feel dangerous, because nothing dramatic happens there until it does. These spaces challenge balance during turns, shifts in direction, and moments when attention drifts. Carrying something, looking ahead, or simply thinking about the next task reduces awareness of footing. Handrails in these areas are often considered unnecessary or excessive. After all, they are not stairs, they are not bathrooms, but they are where the body adjusts most frequently, and adjustment is when balance is tested. A subtle ramp near an entrance, a hallway that narrows slightly, a transition between rooms with different flooring. These features ask the body to recalibrate. When muscle response slows, recalibration takes longer. Handrails here do not signal frailty. They signal design that understands aging. They provide continuity, allowing movement to remain fluid instead of cautious. Without support, the body adapts by slowing, stiffening, or avoiding. These adaptations feel sensible, but they gradually limit how freely a person moves through their own home. Adding or improving handrails in transitional spaces expands movement instead of restricting it. It tells the body it does not need to hold back. It preserves ease, which is often the first thing to disappear with age. Time affects materials just as it affects bodies. Handrails loosen, screws shift, wood smooths, metal cools and becomes harder to grip. What once felt solid may now flex just enough to create doubt. Decorative handrails often prioritize appearance over function. They may be too narrow, too slick, or positioned without regard for natural grip. These rails look reassuring, but fail to provide real support when pressure is applied. The body notices this, even if the mind does not. A hand hesitates, grip tightens unnecessarily, confidence erodes slightly. Over time, the body stops relying on the rail altogether, defeating its purpose. Replacing or upgrading handrails can feel wasteful, especially when the old ones are still standing. But standing is not the same as serving. A handrail's job is not to exist, it is to respond reliably when needed most. This chapter is about honesty. about recognizing when something no longer matches the body it is meant to support. Letting go of what still works can be emotionally difficult, but holding on carries a cost that is rarely visible until it is too late. Function must outweigh familiarity. Safety must outweigh sentiment. These choices do not diminish a home's character. They protect the life lived inside it. Most people do not regret the changes they made early. They regret the ones they postponed. Falls do not just injure bodies. They alter routines, confidence, and identity. Recovery is rarely just physical. Fixing handrails before 72 is not about fear. It is about agency. It allows decisions to be made calmly, thoughtfully, and on your own terms. It avoids choices made under pressure, pain, or necessity. Cost is often the final barrier. Spending money on something that does not feel urgent is uncomfortable. But urgency does not create value. Prevention does. The price of a handrail is finite. The cost of a fall is unpredictable. True independence is not about refusing help. It is about ensuring the environment supports autonomy rather than undermines it. Handrails do this quietly, without attention, without pride or shame. Making these changes is an act of respect for the body, for the home, and for the years ahead. It says that life is worth protecting before protection is demanded. Before 72, these choices still belong to you, and making them now preserves not just safety, but peace of mind, the quiet confidence that the home you trust is still on your side.